Hi, I'm Tiana. For 28 years, I worked 60-hour weeks as a financial advisor, saving every spare dollar for my dream retirement. Last year, I finally bought the perfect beach house in Cape May, my sanctuary after decades of hustle. My son Marcus and his wife Vanessa always complimented my taste, but something about her smile never quite reached her eyes. "Mom, you heading down to the shore this weekend?" Marcus asked during our weekly call. "Yes, honey. After this chaos at work, I need those ocean views." "Great. Vanessa was just saying how peaceful it must be there this time of year." I laughed. "Why don't you two join me sometime? Proper invitation, of course." "We wouldn't want to intrude on your alone time," he replied quickly. Later that Friday, I pulled into my beach house driveway, noticing unfamiliar cars parked along the street. As I approached my front door, laughter erupted from inside. My key still in hand, not yet in the lock. "Who would dare?" I whispered, peering through the window. My blood ran cold. Vanessa lounged on my custom sofa, surrounded by people I'd never met, while two children raced around my antique coffee table. I called my neighbor Elaine immediately. "Elaine, it's Tiana. Are there people in my house?" "Oh, Tiana. Yes, your daughter-in-law's been coming down most weekends. Such a lovely girl, bringing the whole family. Said you were thrilled to share your blessing." "Share my—" I struggled to breathe. "How long has this been happening?" "Let's see. Since February? Sometimes they bring quite the crowd. Last weekend must have been 20 people for someone's birthday. 20 people? In my house? Without my knowledge?" "I assumed you knew, honey. She has keys and everything." I hung up, hands shaking, and called my friend Patricia. "Patricia, I need your lawyer skills. I'm standing outside my beach house watching my daughter-in-law host a party inside. She doesn't know I'm here." "What? How'd she get in?" "Marcus has emergency keys. I never imagined they'd use them like this." "Take photos, Tiana. Document everything before you go in." "Should I call the police?" "Not yet. If they have keys, it complicates things. Document first, confront second." I snapped several photos of the cars, the people visible through windows, then steeled myself and inserted my key. The room fell silent as I entered. Vanessa's smile vanished. "Tiana? What a surprise." She attempted recovery, glass of my imported wine in hand. "Surprise? In my own home?" My voice remained eerily calm. "Marcus said you never use this place during the week." A woman I'd never met chimed in. I turned slowly. "And you are?" "Courtney, Vanessa's sister. We've heard so much about you." "Fascinating, since I've heard nothing about these gatherings in my home." Vanessa approached, voice lowered. "Tiana, let's talk privately." "Why? Everyone seems quite comfortable making themselves at home. Why should our conversation be any different?" Marcus's friend David emerged from my bedroom wearing swimming trunks. "Hey, Mrs. T, killer place you've got?" "Everyone out," I announced. "Now." "Mom, don't be dramatic." Marcus appeared from the kitchen. "We're just borrowing it when you're not here." "Borrowing requires permission, Marcus. This is trespassing." "Trespassing?" Vanessa laughed nervously. "We're family." "Family doesn't steal keys, invade privacy, and throw parties in homes that aren't theirs," I replied, pulling out my phone. "You have 10 minutes to clear out before I start documenting everyone still trespassing." Patricia texted, "Everything okay?" I responded, "They're here. Marcus too. This betrayal runs deeper than I thought." The morning after the confrontation, I met Patricia at a local cafe to strategize. Her legal pad already contained notes as I approached. "I've been up half the night researching," she said, sliding a coffee toward me. "How are you holding up?" "I barely slept. Marcus called 17 times. I'm not ready to talk to him." "Good. Don't say anything until we know exactly what we're dealing with. Tell me everything again." I recounted the previous evening's events while Patricia scribbled furiously. "How long have you owned the property?" 14 months. Marcus helped me move furniture in, so he had keys then, but I never said he could use it whenever." "And you've never given Vanessa permission to use it?" "Never. Not once." Patricia tapped her pen thoughtfully. "We need to establish a pattern. How frequently they've used it, who they've brought in, any damage." The cafe door jingled, and we both looked up to see Elaine entering. Tiana, I was hoping I'd find you here. I feel just awful about yesterday. Elaine, this is my friend Patricia. She's helping me understand what's been happening at my house. Elaine sat down uninvited. I had no idea they were there without permission. Vanessa always acted so authorized. Tell us everything you've noticed, Patricia prompted. Well, they started coming in February, every other weekend at first, then almost weekly by April. Always different groups, sometimes just them and their kids, sometimes big parties. Did you notice any damage to the property? Noise complaints? Patricia asked. There was that broken window in March. Vanessa said some neighborhood kids did it playing ball. I gasped. What broken window? Nobody told me about any broken window. She said she handled it. And there was that night the police came because of noise. Police? I nearly choked on my coffee. Just a warning. Oh, and something about someone's jet ski denting your dock? She said Marcus was taking care of all the repairs. Patricia's expression hardened. Tiana, we need to check the house thoroughly. Today. I'm coming too, Elaine insisted. I feel responsible. I should have questioned things. At the beach house, we discovered scratched hardwood floors, wine stains on the sofa, cigarette burns on the deck, and a cracked bathroom sink. This is thousands in damage, I whispered, photographing everything. My phone rang. Marcus again. This time I answered on speaker. Mom, you're blowing this way out of proportion, he began without preamble. Am I, Marcus? The broken window? The police visit? The damaged dock? Silence then. Vanessa was going to tell you. When? After you destroyed my retirement dream? That's not fair. We've been doing improvements too. Like what? I demanded. The garden. Vanessa planted those hydrangeas you love? Those weren't improvements, Marcus. Those were bribes. Conscience money. Look, Vanessa's really upset. She thought this was a family place. Then she misunderstood, dramatically. Put her on the phone. More silence. Then Vanessa's voice. Tiana, I can explain everything. I'm listening. Marcus said you wanted us to use the place, make it feel lived in when you weren't there. We've been keeping an eye on it for you. Patricia interjected. By hosting parties with strangers? Who's that? Vanessa demanded. My attorney, I replied coldly. Keep explaining. Attorney? You're lawyering up against family? Over a misunderstanding? Misunderstanding implies confusion. This was deliberate deception. Fine, Vanessa snapped, her facade cracking. You're never there. This beautiful house sitting empty while we're crammed in our apartment? What's the big deal if we enjoy it sometimes? The big deal is permission, respect, and honesty, I replied. None of which you've demonstrated. We're coming down to talk this out, Marcus insisted. Perfect, Patricia responded before I could. We'll be waiting with the property damage documentation. After hanging up, Elaine looked pale. There's something else you should know, she admitted. They've been advertising your place on vacation rental sites. I saw the listing. Marcus and Vanessa arrived 2 hours later, parking behind my car. Through the window, I watched them arguing before approaching the door. Patricia stood beside me, legal pad ready. Remember, she whispered, stay calm but firm. Let them talk themselves into corners. The doorbell rang. I took a deep breath and opened it. Mom, Marcus began immediately. This has gotten completely out of hand. Has it? I stepped back, allowing them entry. Please, come explain how my property ended up on rental websites without my knowledge. Vanessa's eyes widened. Who told you that? Does it matter? Is it true? They exchanged glances before Vanessa straightened her shoulders. It was only a few weekends when we weren't using it. The mortgage on this place must be insane, and we were helping by pocketing rental income from my property, I interrupted. We were going to tell you, Marcus insisted. Set up a proper arrangement. Split the profits. Patricia flipped her legal pad around, showing printouts of the rental listing. This has been active since March. 5-star reviews dating back to April. Interesting that in 7 months, The right time to tell Tiana never presented itself. Who are you again? Vanessa snapped. Patricia Wilson, real estate attorney. Your unauthorized subletting has opened Tiana to significant liability issues. If anyone was injured here during your rentals, her insurance wouldn't cover it. Marcus paled. Mom, it wasn't like that. Then what was it like? I asked quietly. Explain it to me. Help me understand how my son thought stealing from me was acceptable. Stealing? That's ridiculous. We were improving the property's value. By breaking windows? Having the police called? Damaging the dock? Vanessa stepped forward. Those were accidents. Things happen when properties are used. Without the owner's permission, that's called vandalism, Patricia noted. Mom, Marcus tried again, voice softening. We're family. We made some bad judgment calls, but we can work this out. How much money have you collected renting my house? Another uncomfortable silence. Approximately $18,000, Patricia answered for them. Based on the listed rates and confirmed bookings we've documented. My knees weakened. 18,000? We've been setting it aside, Vanessa insisted. Most of it anyway, for property taxes and the family vacation to Bermuda last month? I cut in, remembering their social media posts. The vacation you said was from your work bonus? Marcus stepped between us. Mom, please, we made a mistake, a big one, but we're your family. Vanessa is sorry, I'm sorry. Sorry you did it? Or sorry you got caught? I asked. Both, either. What does it matter? We'll make it right. How exactly? Will you unhost those parties, unbreak my window, unlie to me for 7 months? Vanessa suddenly laughed, the sound sharp and dismissive. This is absurd. You're being completely unreasonable. It's just a house. Just a house? My voice rose despite my intentions. This represents my entire life's work. 28 years of saving every penny. Which you could afford because Daddy left you that fat insurance policy, Vanessa shot back. Meanwhile, we're struggling to save for our kids' education. That's enough, Marcus shouted, but damage was done. Get out, I whispered. Mom, get out! I rarely raised my voice, and the effect was immediate. You have new keys made. You've been coming here for months. You've been renting it to strangers. If you'd just listened, Vanessa began. I am finished listening to lies. You have until tomorrow to return every key you've made. You will transfer every cent you earned from renting my property, or I press charges for trespassing, theft, and fraud. You wouldn't dare, Vanessa hissed, stepping toward me. Not against your own son. Try me. This is how you want it? Fine. She grabbed a crystal vase from the side table, a wedding gift from my late husband, and hurled it against the wall where it shattered spectacularly. Vanessa! Marcus grabbed her arm as she reached for another decoration. You think I care about your precious beach house? She screamed. I hope it burns down. Patricia was already dialing. I'm calling the police, she announced calmly. That threat was witnessed by 3 people. The courthouse hallway was quieter than I expected. 3 months had passed since that confrontation at my beach house. Marcus sat across from me, alone, eyes fixed on the floor. Where's Vanessa? I asked, my first words to him in weeks. With her lawyer. Separate entrances, separate representation, judge's orders after last time. The restraining order hearing had been ugly. Vanessa's threats, documented property damage, and evidence of unauthorized rental activity had shocked the judge. Detective Reynolds approached us, nodding professionally. Mrs. Green, everything's set. Judge Porter reviewed all evidence this morning. And? My voice caught. It's solid. The financial records were particularly compelling. Marcus looked up. Mom, can we please talk privately before this starts? Detective Reynolds excused himself as I reluctantly sat beside my son. I filed for separation, Marcus said immediately. After the psych evaluation showed, that's not my business anymore. Please, Mom, I know I messed up. I let Vanessa convince me this was okay, that you had so much and we had so little. Stop. I raised my hand. I don't want excuses. Not excuses, explanations. There's a difference. Is there? Because from where I'm sitting, you both deliberately deceived me took advantage of my property, damaged my home, and when caught, Vanessa became violent and threatening. I know. That's why I'm leaving her. For the first time, I really looked at him. My son, shadows under his eyes, suit hanging loosely on his frame. That's your choice, but it doesn't change what happened. I've paid back my portion of the rental money. I've been working overtime. This isn't about money, Marcus. It's about trust. You broke something more valuable than any window or vase. The courtroom doors opened. Attorney Patricia Wilson emerged, gesturing for us to enter. Inside, Vanessa sat with her attorney, composed but seething. The restitution hearing was mercifully brief. Judge Porter reviewed the evidence, then delivered his decision. Mrs. Vanessa Green, this court finds substantial evidence of property damage, unauthorized subletting, and menacing behavior. You are ordered to pay restitution of $23,000 for property damage and full return of rental income. The existing restraining order remains in effect for 1 year. Vanessa's lawyer leaned over, whispering urgently as she shook her head. Your Honor, he addressed the court. My client wishes to address Mrs. Tiana Green directly. The judge looked to me. Mrs. Green? I nodded cautiously. Vanessa stood. Tiana, I want to apologize. My behavior was inexcusable. The stress of our financial situation, feeling like Marcus's family had everything while we struggled. I let resentment poison me. But I've been getting help, anger management counseling. Is there a question here, counsel? Judge Porter interrupted. Mrs. Green, Vanessa continued, I'm asking, begging for another chance. For forgiveness, for the sake of your grandchildren, if nothing else. The courtroom fell silent. Every eye turned to me. Vanessa, I began carefully, I appreciate that you're seeking help. That's appropriate and necessary. But forgiveness requires trust, and that's been completely destroyed. As for my grandchildren, I'll work with the court on appropriate visitation that doesn't involve you. You vindictive... She caught herself, hands gripping the table. That's enough, Judge Porter warned. Outside after the hearing, Detective Reynolds approached again. Mrs. Green, we've secured your property. New locks installed as ordered. Thank you. Patricia squeezed my shoulder. You did the right thing, Tiana, standing firm. Marcus approached cautiously. Mom, I know you don't want apologies, but I am truly sorry. I'll be respecting your space completely from now on. I appreciate that. The kids miss you. When you're ready, maybe we could meet somewhere neutral? I nodded slightly. Perhaps. I'll need time. Later that evening, Elaine and Patricia joined me on the beach house deck. The ocean stretched before us, peaceful and unchanging. To new beginnings, Patricia raised her glass. And proper boundaries, Elaine added. I smiled, watching the waves. You know what this experience taught me? That protecting what's mine isn't selfish. It's necessary. Some people will take everything if you let them. What about Marcus? Elaine asked gently. That's a longer road. Trust rebuilds slowly, if at all. Do you regret pressing charges against Vanessa? Patricia asked. Not for a second. Consequences aren't punishment. They're education. Some people only learn when it costs them something. The sunset painted the water gold as I considered the future. My sanctuary was mine again, secured and peaceful. Have you ever had someone take advantage of your generosity? I asked my friends. How did you handle it? Share your story in the comments and don't forget to subscribe for more real-life lessons learned the hard way.